I'm sorry for the interruption, but a few students have a very special video that we want to play before Dean Lane comes up.
Professor Albert is more than just our contract professor or our biz work professor. She is a mentor, a confidant, and for many of us, our law school mom. I know that I wouldn't have been able to make it through the past 3 years without all of her guidance and support, both academically and personally. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for us and everything that you continue to do for us. The least we could do was give you this honor. You deserve it and so much more.
To say that Professor Albert's knowledge and expertise in the fields of corporate and transactional law are extraordinary would really not do her teaching and her passion for those fields any justice whatsoever. She has been incredibly successful at instilling that very same intense passion in so many of us and inspiring us to be the best that we can. I think it's safe to say that for many of us pursuing the corporate law route, Professor Albert is not just a teacher of the year, she's really the teacher of our law school career.
First, I want to say congratulations on receiving this honor. Nobody deserves it like you do. I think the biggest compliment I've ever received in my life is being compared to you. That one time. I knew from the moment you told our contracts class that you were a Jew from Scarsdale that I was going to aspire to be just like you. You've done everything for us, and we couldn't appreciate it more. I've been told, I think we've all been told, that she cold, but she good? Well, you're certainly not cold, but you were definitely good to all of us. Thank you for everything you've done.
Congratulations, Professor Albert, on being named Professor of the Year. As someone who's had you 3 times, it's a great honor and a privilege to have this opportunity to extol your many, many virtues. And we all know that they are many. However, they told me I only have 30 seconds, so I have to stick to the greatest hits. I have to say that the one quality that rings true to anyone who's been around you for any extended period of time is the fact that you care. You care about your students as people and as future professionals. And for that, I'm eternally grateful, and I hope that one day I do something special that makes you proud to call me a former student. However, until then, I hope that you take this moment to really soak it in, sit back and listen to what your students are telling you. We thank you, and we appreciate you. Congratulations.
Professor Albert taught us not only the importance of education, but the importance of being a good person. She placed emphasis on values and respect. Professor Albert believed in the good and potential in each and every one of us, and expected us to live up to it. And we did. Professor Albert, you are most deserving of this award. I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for being part of our lives. Thank you for being an amazing professor, a mother figure, a mentor, a friend, and most of all, the anchor to our entire class.
Professor Albert always says that in order to be successful wherever you are, you need to find a rabbi. Well, here at Hofstra, she has been a rabbi for so many of us from beginning to end. And her dedication and loyalty is something that this Gentile will be forever grateful. And it's certainly no coincidence that in the same year that Professor Albert receives Teacher of the Year, Leonardo DiCaprio won his first Oscar, and Mike Piazza was rightfully inducted into Cooperstown. The universe is finally rewarding its best people. Thank you, Professor Albert.
Professor Albert, on behalf of all of your graduating students, it has been a tremendous honor and a privilege to learn from you.
Congratulations.
I really don't have to say anything because the introduction that the students just presented says it all, but Miriam is crying so much that I need to take a little time to give her compose herself. So I will say a couple things. So this is a most important award at the law school because it expresses our historic and continuing commitment to excellence in teaching. It's the #1 value in the school. And so we take this award very seriously, as do the students, as you can see. And I, of course, always wanting to have her as a teacher. I've never had the opportunity, but I understand it's quite the experience to be in her class. But I've had a lot of dealings with Professor Albert myself, and I can tell from those dealings why all of you elected her to be the Teacher of the Year. She is smart, wise, focused, engaged, caring, and she is tough, fair, and really very funny. I don't know how she pulls that all together, but everybody tells me she does, and I've seen her do some of it. She's a go-to person no matter what you need. If she can, she will be there for you. And if it's student-related, there is nothing she will not do to help. So it is my great pleasure to introduce this year's Teacher of the Year, Miriam Albert. Let's give her another hand.
Today, but the video really, are you kidding me with that? Glasses off. Okay. Hang on, give me a second. That was a lot. That's so awesome. Okay. First of all, my sincere thanks for this award. Coming from this class of students who I know so well and who I love so much, it is an incredible honor. I cannot thank you enough for helping me to no longer be the Susan Lucci of law professors. Almost 3 years ago, we were in this very room, except all of you were in the audience, and I was up here as part of a panel on what your first-year teachers expect of you. I offered a somewhat informal list of tips for success in the first year. My remarks then were directed to a group of beginning law students. And while the advice I offered back then is still quite sound today, you are no longer beginning law students. You're law school graduates, you're lawyers. So I'd like to update those tips for success and place them in a more formal context that I think will be hauntingly familiar to you. In class, we study the restatement of contracts, the restatement of agency, and even if you didn't have a class with me, you have inevitably bumped into the restatement of something or other. So I formalized my prior advice into the restatement second of life after law school. Now you may be wondering, why is it the restatement second? Didn't you just write it the other day? Well, that's a valid point, because in fact I did just write it the other day. But I made it the restatement second because, and I think you will all agree, no one takes the restatement first of anything too seriously. We all think, oh, that was written by old people long ago. It can't be relevant. Well, I am nothing if not relevant. So I have decided unilaterally to jump ahead a version, and I now offer you the restatement second of life after law school. Section 1.1, don't give in to your nerves. Comment A, because every restatement must have comments. Remember, nervousness and excitement feel the same way in your body. It's how you experience the feeling that makes a difference. So try this. Try saying to yourself, wow, I get to take an unbelievably detailed, seemingly endless, 2-day stress test marathon of an exam on all possible minutiae in the law. How exciting! You see the difference? Section 1.2, acknowledge the difference between school and the real world. Comment A, your colleagues going forward are no longer going to be just law students. The room just got a lot more experience. You're going to work in all kinds of legal environments, and you may be working with and for folks with a lot more experience than you have. But please hear this. You have what you need to succeed, and no one is expecting you to know more than you do. So relax and bring that work ethic that I will describe in section 1.3 supra, and all will be well. That's a really targeted, very specific reference that only of these guys are going to think is funny or sad. Section 1.3, prepare more thoroughly than you thought humanly possible, always do your best work, turn on spell check, turn off autocorrect. Section 1.3 has an illustration because no restatement would be good without an illustration. Here's illustration 1.3. Professor A emails a graduating law student to let her know the student has successfully completed her business law honors concentration. Professor A thought she had typed, "I am looking forward to seeing you at graduation." But with the help of autocorrect, it seems that Professor A had actually typed, "I am looking for weed for graduation." Hashtag autocorrect fail, hashtag paging Dr. Freud. And finally, section 1.4, seek out your professors and look for mentors and rabbis. Of course, we are still here for you. I am still here for you, but you need additional rabbis now. Folks in your workplace, folks in your life who can help you make smart choices. Find a mentor, and when you are able, be a mentor. Will this be on the final exam, you may be wondering, because old habits die hard, and this particular graduating class has asked me that particular question more times than I can count. And the answer until today has always been yes, that's why we're talking about it. But this time the answer is no. There are no more final exams. You get your degree, you take it home, and the rest of your life is one big comprehensive take-home test. The big difference is now you will be the one who grades it. You are the one who decides if your effort meets the mark. So I hereby, gratefully, and irrevocably transfer back to you the obligation to evaluate your work product and effort and to assign grades. And when you're grading, don't be too hard on yourself, and don't forget to give yourselves a bump for participation. I wish for all of you a job that you love, and equally, if not more important, the love and support of family and friends. I am incredibly fortunate to have both. My awesome husband, Jim, my wonderful kids, Cassie, Adam, and Dylan, who are the reason that I do everything, and my two insane yet fabulous dogs, Skiff and the new Stormy. And to my wonderful Hofstra family who always have my back. To have all of them in a job I love is an incredible gift. And I do love this job. I am grateful for the awesome opportunities it provides, and I mean awesome in the truest sense of the word. It inspires awe in me. To have the privilege to make a difference in someone's life is simply amazing. That some of you will look back on law school and say, yep, she helped me, she made a difference to me, or she showed me something, that's an incredible thing. Now it could be that I showed you that you hate me and you hate business law. It's not what I was hoping for, but I guess I still helped. Hashtag, she cold, but she good. You gave me the privilege of being part of your journey. When you started here, we promised you nothing short of a transformative experience. That's what you were entitled to, and I hope that's what you got. You came in as nervous 1Ls, and you leave us as capable new lawyers. I am grateful and humbled to have played any part in that transformation. Please know that if you leave here with my respect, and my admiration, and my absolute commitment to try to take credit for your future successes. I wanted to close with something clever. My first thought was to channel my inner Lin-Manuel Miranda and do a Hamiltonian rap battle. But then I realized that you had spent the last 3 years buried in case law, and you might not have heard that there's a Broadway show called Hamilton that's getting a little bit of attention. And as I started rapping, I realized pretty quickly that although I have many talents, rapping was not one of them. So instead, I'm going to wrap up with this. Oh, the places you'll go, Hofstra Law School class of 2016. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You started out as 1Ls full of nerves and of fear, but you made it, you did, and your future looks clear. It's been 3 long years of deep immersion in cases, and now at last your family and friends can again see your faces. You leave with Hofstra pride, remember that as you embark, but please try to block out that there was no place to park. When you first came to Hempstead, you thought crack was whack, but drop that last K and C-Rack's where it's at. If you were late to my class, I would give you a look that I hear makes you want to crawl inside a book. I might say, curious choice, and write down your name. I hear when that happens, you're never the same. I buried you in slides and in rules and in regs, and I banned those wretched laptops even though some of you begged. We learned about waivers and the parole evidence rule, and 2 to 207, which you just thought was cruel. You had classes and drop-ins and office hours galore. You studied for hours and hours, then you studied some more. You witnessed faculty rivalry, and I'll give you an example, when contract law was disparaged by one James J. Sample. But it was all in good fun, and we all want the same, for you to bring honor to the Hofstra law name. No more crim, no more property, no more briefing of cases, no more cold calls, no more passes, no more disappointed faces, no more torts, no more civ pro, now your spirit can fly. Oh wait, not quite yet, the bar exam's in July. You have law in your heads, dark circles under your eyes. It was physically hard for you to get oh so wise. The highlighter on your fingers will eventually fade, unlike the strong friendships that here you have made. Your friends have become family, that's clear as a bell. What you've been through together was part heaven and part, well, you have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes, you can steer yourself in any direction you choose. You're on your own and you know what you know, and you are the one who will decide where to go. Oh, the places you'll go, there is fun to be done, there are points to be scored, there are games to be won, and the magical things you can do with that law degree will make you the winningest winner that can be. And will you succeed? Yes, you will indeed. 98.75% guaranteed. Kids, you'll move mountains. So, be your name Kelly or Keely or Robert or Brian, Leron or Michael or TJ or Ryan, Manny or Peter or Nellie or Tim, Alexa or Minnie or Christina or Jim, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way.